Hey, welcome back everybody to part 2 of the Extrude command for our certification using Part Studio in Onshape. So in part 1, this is the general shape that we drew, and now that I have all of my element compartment entities, I want to go ahead and add my geometric constraints. And according to our slide deck, the first couple that I want to add is I want to make sure that these lines are tangent to the circles that they are touching. So I'll want to add my tangent constraint. I'm going to come up here to my quick access toolbar, options toolbar, select tangent, and I just simply need to begin selecting the line in the circle that I want to make it tangent to. And you're going to need to do it for both circles. So the line endpoints are touching two different circles, and I am going to make sure that I'm adding those. And once I have added those to all of that, I can come up here. You can turn on your constraints, and you can see now that my icon for my tangent constraints have been applied. I'm going to turn it off. To me, it's a little bit easier to draw when you don't see all of the icons. The second thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I have some equal constraints applied to my geometric circles here. So again, don't select parallel, select equal. I want my two smaller circles to be equal, and then the larger outside circles to be equal to each other as well. And again, I can turn on my constraints. I can hover over those and see which entities are being applied. And the next step is I want to make sure that the distance between this component is equally or symmetrical from this construction line. So I am going to come up and select my symmetrical constraint, and I'm going to select the center point of both circles first, and then I'm going to select the construction line. And I don't know if you saw that, it was pretty quick, but this circle actually moved over. And again, if you turn on the constraint window, you can see how it grabbed those circles and made them symmetrical. And the final thing I want to do in my dimensioning, or usually the last step, is to add my dimensional constraints. So I'm going to turn on my dimension constraint here, or D on the keyboard, and I'm going to want to start adding my constraints to fully dimension this part. I like to do the larger dimensions first. It tends to be easier for me when I need to modify. We want our center circle here to be 20, and notice since I added my equal constraint, when I adjust the size, the diameter of the circle here, the diameter on the right side adjusted as well. And this center circle here is 35 millimeters. The distance from outside to outside, so I'm going to click on the outside of the circles and pull straight down, is 250. And then the final thing is my rectangle here. You can select the parallel vertical lines, or you can select the line itself. No, not here. I have it selected out. So we can't do that. We'll have to pick the vertical distance to give me my horizontal, the vertical lines to give me my horizontal distance, and then the actual width of my part here I'm going to want is 10 millimeters. And from here now, if I look at my constraints, this part is completely constrained. I feel good with that. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch, and I will see you in the last video to go ahead and extrude the part out.